Hi everybody, I'm Kelly Matare. Welcome back to my channel. It's so good to have you guys here. I feel like we haven't had a sit down in so long. It's just good to be back. I missed you guys. I really did. What have you been up to? How have you been? Are you all well? I hope so. If you're here for the first time, welcome to my channel. I discuss everything marriage, motherhood, and lifestyle. So if you're into that kind of thing, click the subscribe button down below and join the family. So today I'm starting a series called The Pajama Party, where I put on my pajamas, dook and all, as you can see. I'm being natural, guys. Like, no, I don't sleep without a dook. So because y'all are my people, you can afford to see me like this. I don't mind. So for today's pajama party, I wanted to discuss something that I don't think a lot of married people, particularly married women, talk about, and that's past relationships. For some reason, married people like to act like they never had a history before they got married. And yes, I understand, of course, you're starting on a brand new slate, blah, blah, blah. Beautiful. But let's be real, everyone has a past. You guys look at me now, I'm married, I have an amazing husband, an amazing baby, and you think, whoa, it just happened like that. No, sis, it did not. I can assure you, I too have been dribbled. I too have been done gangster by the streets. I know how it is, guys. Like, I was just there. If you're having a hard time in the dating life out there, hang in there. It does get better and you will find the one for you. Today we're talking about red flags that you need to be aware of in the dating world. So this evening I'm having a hot chocolate. For those of you who follow me on Instagram, you know I'm trying to kick the caffeine. I'm trying, and I know hot chocolate has a bit of caffeine, but it's better. Like, my Tanganda addiction was like out of control, but I'm working on it. So I've got a hot chocolate here. You guys go ahead, go and get a beverage. Go ahead, I'll wait. Got it? Good. Let's get started. So for today's episode, I'm going to tell you guys how I was made to dump myself. Yes, you heard me correctly. I was made to dump myself. Myself. Guys, it's just... Anyway, so there was this guy, let's call him Stanley, right? That I'd been dating for a couple of months. I'd known him from before, but I really liked him. He was a good guy, but he was like really, really insecure. He was one of those guys where, you're walking around, you happen to greet another guy friend, and like, it becomes an issue. So that actually should have been my first clue. See, these are the red flags that also we ignore. Anyway, this guy, he was just so clingy. It's just, the kind of person who has like a revenge mentality. Like, if he sees you talking to a guy today, he's gonna make arrangements for you to see him talking to a girl the next day. This is this guy. But anyway, I still really, really liked him. I liked him despite all his issues. I mean, he was insecure, he had mommy issues, he had anger issues, anyway, it was drama. So basically, I was dating this guy, and then come the December holidays, right? This guy starts acting weird for me, right? So I'm like, what is happening with this guy? Like, when you're feeling like someone keeps picking fights with you. I'm like, what? Why are you, like, what is the issue? So would fight. And then eventually got to a point where I was like, you know what? Honestly, if you're done with this relationship, just walk away. And so I'm like, oh no, that's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying I have problems with blah, blah, blah. And we'd have so many issues. And then eventually I'd keep asking him that, if you're not keen for this, just walk out. So he like frustrated me till the point, like, when I say he frustrated, as in week in, week out, he treated me like junk until I got fed up. And I said to him, you know what, clearly you're not keen for this relationship anymore, so if you want out, I think let's just call it quits. And then he tells me, okay, well look, if that's what you want, then yeah, sure, let's break up. I'm like, why would you do that? Like, why? What is it about guys and not being able to break up with girls? I don't understand it. Guys will tell you, hey, it's bad luck. Hey, you'll have 4 years of being single. There are also these ridiculous, like, what do they call them? Superstitions and whatever. But I mean, seriously, why not just come clean and be honest? I don't think people are honest enough in relationships. I don't know why. Like, why are we lying to each other? If you're not feeling me, or rather you tell me, you know what, you're not really my type, or I don't think this is going anywhere, rather than you leading me on. I don't get it. Another red flag that I also used to ignore, I don't know why, while I was dating was cheating. You know when everyone around you is telling you that, you know, Kelly, this guy is trash. This guy is trash. He's trash. He's trash. He keeps cheating on you, and you're like, oh well, look, if I haven't seen it with my own eyes, or oh no, how do you really know? He said he spent the time with his cousin, or it's his cousin who used his phone to message this chick. You know, and you just, one thing I've learned, or one thing that I did learn during my dating times, is like, your gut is never wrong. I always say there is no woman who is cheated on without her knowing. Like, you might not know the details, right? But deep down in your heart, you know it, and you can feel it that something is wrong. Why do we ignore red flags in relationships? And there's also that mentality of, oh, you know what, marriage will fix things. Things will get better once we get married. No, it doesn't happen. Things get 10 times worse. They get 10 times worse. Don't ignore those red flags. Even the small things like, okay, you're dating this guy, right? But you've never seen where he lives. I mean, for me, that is so huge. That is so huge. And not to say he should have his own place, or he should, you know, be staying on his own or anything. No, even if he's staying with his mother, it's fine. But do you know it's really his mother and not his wife? Because we've all heard the story. No, you know, I stay with my mom. She's sick. She doesn't really allow people home. But after 8 p.m., the guy's not answering his phone anymore. Why? Because of his mother? No, it's because of his wife, boo-boo. It's because of his wife. So these are the things that we shouldn't be ignoring during the dating time. And it's important for you to have those conversations. I mentioned in my wife talk that it's good for you to have meaningful conversations when you're dating. And don't talk about things that are so frivolous and things that don't matter. Because honestly, you need to start figuring out during the dating stage where someone's head is. It's just good to be honest, because I'm telling you, people will dribble you out there and take you for a fool. I think another thing, unfortunately, that we tend to do as women when it comes to dating guys is we kind of forget our people, our friends, our family, and just like cling to this guy for dear life. And I know this because I'll be the first one to say I've been very, very guilty of that. Because, you know, you become so consumed in this guy. And then when things go wrong, you know, you're kind of popping your head out your cave like, yo, friends, hello, anyone still there? But it's not a good thing. I think it's also good to get your friends and your people to meet the guys that you're dating. You know, it's always good to get a second opinion, because sometimes you're so deep in the love bubble, you don't see these glaringly red flags that are flashing around in your face like, warning, that this guy's trash. But you don't see it because you're so in love with this guy. So I think that's a huge thing. Not to say that your guy has to get along with your friends and family. No. It's just that it's good for them to be able to meet the person that you're with. Do you guys like my pajamas? I got them from my mother-in-law. They're so soft. I'm someone who's never been a pajama person, but when I got pregnant, obviously I needed to go to the hospital, and they give you a list of the number of pajamas to pack. And I didn't own any, so she gave me these. I really love them. So I know that this next point is a little bit against culture, but anyway, I think it still makes such a difference. If you can, and if your mom is that kind of person, introduce your mom to the kind of person you're dating. Now, the reason I say this is because moms just have this thing. Moms have like this radar that like they just know when a guy is trash. This guy that I'm telling you about, who made me dump myself from the beginning, my mom told me this guy is trash. He's trash, because I mean they used to talk on the phone and stuff. But she told me straight up that, you know, this guy's rubbish. But I never used to believe it. But moms just have, I don't know, it's like a sixth sense or something, or maybe it's experience, that they can pick up certain traits in guys, and they'll know generally if a guy is good for you or not. So if you can, definitely ask your mom about the guy that you're dating. I think she'll give you an honest opinion, and at the time it might sound crazy, but I promise you, after a while, you'll find what she said will actually start to make sense. Yeah, guys, dating is an extreme sport, let me tell you. Another classic story that guys tend to tell you is, oh no, I'm in a relationship, but things aren't going well, you know, we're kind of separating, we're about to break up. Whether it's because the guy's married or dating, whatever, that is such a common line. Oh no, we're still having challenges. And I'm going to admit, I have been someone who's fallen for that in the past. There was this guy, I really, really liked him. I'm not going to say the time period because my friends will all be like, aha, we knew. But anyway, I really, really liked this guy. And he had a girlfriend. But at the time, he fed me that story. Oh, you know, things are going well. Her and I are breaking up, blah, 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 right? And I believed it. So it was all fun and games. At the time, like him and his girlfriend were doing long distance. So at the time, like it was fine, it was romantic. I was like, okay, you know, I think this relationship was going somewhere. I really like this guy. Until his girlfriend came into town. Guys, when I say he treated me like dirt, he treated me like dirt. As in, he walked past me with his girlfriend and he didn't even greet me. Like, he didn't even acknowledge me in any way. Like, he treated me like dirt. And what made it worse is now I kept bumping into them together. So now the time that I bumped into them, I think for the third time, she came and introduced herself to me, right? But with the way she did it, I'm like, this chick knows. She knows. Because the way it all happened, and also, you know, the way he acted around me, the way, you know, you're so nervous. Obviously, like I'm saying, no one will ever cheat on you without you knowing about it. Like, she picked up, like, I know. And even the way she greeted me, it was one of those, yeah, I know who you are kind of thing. You know, in that moment, I felt so small and insignificant and so stupid. Because I was thinking, why on earth am I putting myself through this? Like, this guy clearly has made his choice, and I was just a side piece. That was the time that I suppose my only experience with kind of being a side chick, I guess. Not voluntarily though, but yeah, this guy, like, I felt so, I felt so small and insignificant and so stupid. And guys, it took me so long to get over this guy, even though we didn't even really date. And he treated me like trash, to be honest. But like, sometimes, guys, the hard ones are the hard ones. But I could have avoided so much of this if I just hadn't gotten myself into that situation in the first place. The moment he fed me that lie about, hey, things aren't going well, that should have been my first clue. Like, come on, girl, think. But anyway, I suppose we live and we learn. But I'm sharing some of these stories so that maybe someone out there can be helped. Maybe you're being told, you know, things aren't going well in our relationship. Don't believe it, honey boo boo. I'm here. Take it from Big Sister Kelly, okay? Some of these things, it's not even worth it. It's not even worth it. You can't force someone to like you, and you can't force someone to love you. You can't. It as painful as it is, it's not something that you can force. And it's not going to happen as well, even if you did try to force it. So just don't put yourself through that, honey. Just let it go. Let it go. Thank you so much for joining me today, everybody, for our pajama party. I hope you guys had a good time. Let me know in the comment section down below, how have people done you dirty in these dating streets? I know everyone always has a weird story to share. Bear in mind, this is not nearly the tip of the iceberg of some of the things I've been through, so let's save some of that juice for other episodes. But let me know in the comment section down below, what else have you seen? Like, was I the only one who was seeing fire? Let me know. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. Don't forget to click the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. I really appreciate it. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.